All right. So starting off, I'll be talking about the main unit. So this is called the V10 handheld unit. And how the machine works is basically there is a five-stage filtration which happens, starting off with this transparent bin, following through and ending with the filter at the back. So we have a total of five stages of filtration that has been incorporated, and that's how the machine is able to capture dust particles ranging from bigger to finer sizes. Coming to the working of the machine, you will see that on the handle you have a red trigger provided. So this trigger is the only way that you will be able to interact with the machine. There is no other on-off switch given. So as long as there is charge inside your battery, even if you happen to accidentally press the trigger, the machine will start running. Right? And you have to keep the trigger pressed in position for you to be able to use the machine. If you release the trigger, the machine will stop. You should also see that when I press the trigger, there is a blue light located right next to the handle which comes on. This blue light which you have, it serves as your machine's battery indicator. If you observe carefully, that light in fact is a strip of three smaller LED lights, and these correspond to the percentage of battery present inside your machine. So for example, let's say that you've charged your machine completely to 100%, and now when you plug it out from the charger and you press the trigger to run it, you will see three solid blue lights coming. On mine, you can see two lights, which means that the battery percentage is somewhere around 50%. And when the machine needs to be put back for charge again, meaning that the machine's battery is low, on pressing the trigger, you will see a single blue blinking light. Right, a single blue blinking light indicates that the machine's charge is low and you need to recharge the battery. You have the charging slot given in the front here, and it takes approximately 4 to 4.5 hours to charge your battery completely from 0 to 100%. Right, so this blue light which you have located right next to the handle, it serves as a battery indicator. Next, coming to the top of the machine, you will see that there is a gray marker given. So this slider which you have is your machine's power setting. There are three modes you can use the machine on. So we have the low, the medium, and the max. The low mode is indicated by a single dot, the medium by two dots, and then finally we have the word max written on. If you want to switch between the modes, just move the slider across and you'll be able to switch between them quite easily. Right? On the low mode, the machine will give you a runtime of up to 60 minutes from full charge. You can expect a runtime of about up to 60 minutes. If you're using it on medium, then the runtime of the machine goes down to anywhere between 35 to 40 minutes. You can expect a runtime of about 35 to 40 minutes. And on max, the runtime of the machine is anywhere between 8 to 10 minutes only. So it will run for about 8 to 10 minutes on the max mode, and you will have to recharge your battery once again post that. However, we advise that whenever you begin the use of the machine, to always start off the use on the low mode, right? 90 to 95% of your day-to-day vacuuming, it can be performed on the low mode. The reason being that firstly you get a greater runtime, and second is that the suction which the machine generates on the low mode, that should be more than sufficient for your day-to-day cleaning. The medium and the max mode will be used for instances or places where cleaning does not happen very frequently. So the low mode will be used for your day-to-day vacuuming, right? 90 to 95% of your day-to-day cleaning can be performed on the low mode. The medium and the max mode will be used for instances or places where cleaning does not happen very frequently. You can consider examples like under your beds or behind cupboards and shelves, inside your window channels, all the difficult to reach places where the dust is old, stubborn, and sticky. For them, you can switch on to the medium mode first, and then finally go on to the max mode if the dust is very stubborn and it's not coming off very easily. Right? So this is how you can distribute the usage of the modes. All right. Next, coming to the front of the machine, you have a transparent bin given. This bin is where all your dust collection happens. On your bin, you will see that there is a max mark provided. This max mark is a precaution I would advise you observe. Now, what happens is as you start using the machine, all the dust will settle inside the bin from the bottom up. We recommend that you empty the bin out after noticing the dust having crossed above the maximum. Do not fill the bin up with dust completely up to the brim. The reason being that if you see on the inside, there is a silver metallic portion which has tiny holes on it. It's called the shroud and it forms a part of the five-stage filtration. So when I fill the bin up completely with dust and say I forget to empty the bin out and I leave it overnight, the dust might get sticky and it might clog the holes which I have in the shroud. This in turn might affect your machine's filtration efficiency. So to avoid that from happening, we recommend that you empty the bin out whenever you observe that the dust has crossed above the maximum. Alright, so you can keep this pointer. And to empty the bin, it's fairly simple. You have a red marker given right underneath. Okay? You have to hold the red marker using your thumb and your forefinger. So just hold the red marker this way. Point the machine in the downward direction and just push it forward. Right? So just push it forward. You will see that the bin slides out and the lid of the machine opens up as well. All the dust that you will have collected inside the bin, that will empty out into the dustbin. And while you are shutting it, you hold the red marker again, pull it back first, and then close it. Okay? Coming to the back of the machine, you will see that there is a purple marker given. This purple marker is your machine's filter. If you want, you can remove this quite easily by rotating it in the anti-clockwise direction. So just rotate it in the anti-clockwise direction and you should be able to take off this filter unit. This filter unit which you have, this needs to be washed once a month. Once a month, it is recommended that you wash this, and to wash this, just rinse it under cold running tap water. Cold running tap water should be more than sufficient. But please ensure that before you put this back on the machine, that you are completely drying the filter out. This is extremely important because your machine is a dry vacuum cleaner. So water in any way or form is extremely harmful for the machine. So what might happen is if a filter is damp and you put it back on and then you run the trigger to use the machine, chances are the water from the filter, it might get pulled in and it might affect your machine's motor, which in turn might short circuit. Then we will have to change the main body of the machine if that happens. So to avoid any damage from happening, it is recommended that you dry this for at least 18 hours before you put this back on the machine. You can also physically check once if it's dry or not and then put it back on. Two other pointers on your main machine which I would like to talk about next is if you notice next to your battery indicator, which is where the blue light is, you will see that there is a U-shaped symbol and next to that there is also a filter symbol. So I'll first talk about the filter symbol. Let's consider a scenario where you haven't connected the filter to the machine. Without the filter connected, if you try running the machine by pressing the trigger, you will see that it doesn't run and this filter light, it starts blinking, right? This means that the machine is not usable as long as the filter has been disconnected from it. Right? So the filter is extremely important for you to be able to use the machine. Without this, the machine will not run. And another indication, which is a U-shaped symbol, which you will see right next to the battery indicator. This is the airways blocked indication. So the airways block symbol, it might come on because of three main reasons. The first is if your filter is quite dirty. If you haven't washed the filter or it's gathered a lot of dust, you might see the blockage symbol come on. The next would be if there is too much dust collected inside the bin. If you have accumulated a lot of dust inside it, you might see the airways block symbol come on. And the third would be if you had connected one or the other attachment to the machine and something that you were trying to vacuum is now stuck inside the attachment. So if any of these three reasons happen to occur, right, the blockage indicator will come on. It's blinking now. And you must have also heard that when I'm pressing and holding the trigger, instead of giving me a continuous flow of air like it normally should, the machine starts pulsating. And after 7 pulsations, it comes to a halt. right? So this happens because there is a blockage inside it for the airflow. In order to eliminate this, you can take three steps. The first is to clean the filter. Check if it's clean or not. If not, you will have to clean it. The next would be to empty the bin out if there is any dust present inside. And the third would be to check the attachments which you had connected if there is something stuck inside the attachments. If there is, you will have to remove that blockage manually. So this is the main unit of the machine. So coming to the attachments then, you will see that on all of your attachments, you will have a red marker which looks like this. This red marker, it is common to all of your attachments. To fit the attachment onto the machine, all you have to do is in the direction of the red marker, just slide it into place. It fits in quite easily. You will hear a click once the attachment fits. And to remove the attachment, just press the red button and pull. The attachment comes off quite easily. So this method of connecting and disconnecting, it is common to all of your attachments, right? This is common to all of your attachments. Coming now to the main attachments. First one which we will have is this one. So this is called a soft roller cleaner head. It's called a soft roller cleaner head, and this is designed for all your hard floor surfaces. This includes marble, granite, wooden flooring and tiles. Any kind of a hard floor surface that you would want to vacuum, please ensure that you make use of this attachment. Okay. So you should have this one. This is called a direct drive cleaner head, and this is designed for all your carpets, doormats and rugs. Carpets, doormats and rugs. If you want to vacuum, it is advised that you make use of this attachment. Okay. Next, you will have this one. So this is called a mini motorized tool, and this is for all your fabric upholstery. This includes fabric sofas, cushions, chairs, mattresses, beds, bed sheets and pillows. So for all your fabric upholstery, it is advised that you make use of this attachment. Okay. Next, you will have this one. So this is called a combination tool, and if you see on the front of it, you have a grey button here. Now when I press and hold this button, it allows me to move the bristles up and down quite easily. By pressing and holding the button, I'll be able to move the bristles up and down. With the bristles pushed out, this attachment can be used for general dusting purposes. Say you want to dust your tabletops, furniture, cupboards, cabinets, the mosquito meshes for your windows and doors. Any general dusting that was previously being done using a cloth can now be done using this attachment. And when I move the bristles down, the same attachment can now be used for suction purposes. Okay? Right? So suction purposes, say for example, you have broken finer glass pieces scattered on the ground and you just need to pick them up. In that case, you can make use of the suction now. Similarly, to clear cobwebs from the ceiling, or if you have any dry food items scattered on the ground, any instance where purely suction is required, the same attachment can be used by moving it. So by pushing it out, sir, it works as a dusting brush, and by moving it down, it purely performs suction. Alright. Next, you should have this one. This is called a crevice tool, and if you happen to notice, the face width of the attachment is quite small. Because of the small face width, it allows the attachment to be used in all the corners, narrow gaps and tight spaces that you have. So you can consider the corners of your walls, the corners of your doors and windows, inside your window channels and your door channels, right? Or if you have any smaller cupboards or cabinets, any narrow and tight spaces, because of the small face, the attachment can fit in quite easily and it will pull out the dust. Okay. Next, you will have this one. This is called a soft dusting brush, and this is meant for electronic items like television, laptop, monitor, keyboard, and speakers. And also, if you have any antiques and showpieces, portraits or paintings, idols and statues, any surface or item that can be scratched or broken very easily, to dust them, you can make use of this attachment. Right? And next, you will have this one. This is meant for leather, like your leather sofas, leather car seats, leather chairs, any surface associated with leather, and also for your curtains and blinds too. So leather, curtains, and blinds can all be vacuumed using this attachment. All right. You will have these two. So these two happen to be extensions for your attachments. They are not attachments in and of themselves. So whenever you are using them, you will have to combine them with one of the smaller non-motorized attachments which you have. And to distinguish between the motorized and the non-motorized, so the two floor attachments, the two bigger floor attachments, and the one that is for your upholstery, these are all your machine's non-motorized attachments. I'm sorry, motorized attachments. So say, I plugged it in and I press the trigger, it will start revolving. You can see this happens because there is a motor present inside each of these attachments. The other attachments which I showed you, like the dusting brush, the combination tool, or the crevice tool, all of them are the non-motorized attachments. So these extensions, they are only compatible with the non-motorized ones. The first one which I have is called an extension hose, and this extends out up to a length of 30 centimeters. The main purpose of this is to give you more length and flexibility to your non-motorized attachment. To demonstrate, I'll make use of this dusting brush and I'll fit this on one end of the pipe. Right? I'll fit this on one end of the pipe. The other end of the pipe, it can be connected directly on the machine. Now you can see this which I have. I have the machine, I have the pipe, and I have the attachment. With one hand, I hold the machine, and with the other, I can extend this pipe out, and it gives me a lot of length and flexibility to my attachment. Right? So this will come in handy in places which are difficult to reach directly. For example, if you have any smaller cupboards or cabinets, and the machine does not fit in because it's too big, and with this pipe, I can get more length to my attachment. So this allows me to move the attachment around, which I wouldn't be able to say if I were to connect it directly on the machine without the pipe. So for more length and flexibility, this extension hose comes in. And finally, you'll have this one. So this is called an up-top adapter. We call this an up-top adapter. So say you have places which are up high. For example, you have a fall ceiling at home. You have a slab, a ledge, or a cupboard which is pretty tall. If we want to reach on those places, what we generally do is we make use of a chair or a ladder. With this adapter, you will no longer need a chair or a ladder. I'll make use of this dusting brush and fit this on one end of the adapter this way. And since it's meant for places which are up high, sir, almost all of the time the other end of the adapter will be connected to the stick. Okay. So now you can see the setup which I have. I have the stick, I have the adapter to which I have connected the attachment. Now what this adapter does to my attachment is that it allows me to set it to any angle that I want. I can easily maneuver and I can move it around to set it to any angle which I want. So if you can imagine my palm becoming the surface of a slab, with this angle now, I can easily reach and clean on top of that surface, which I wouldn't be able to say if I didn't connect the adapter. So the adapter gives my attachment an angle of twist by allowing me to move it around. Alright. So I'll show you how. For that, you will need a coin. So you will require a coin for this. So first, let me talk about the one that is for the carpets, for the motorized attachments if you would want to clean. Firstly, I'll cover the one that is for the carpets. If you take the attachment and you notice the side of it, you will have a slit given, right? A slit present on the side. Take a coin and place it in the slit And now rotate the slit in the anti-clockwise direction so that this circular portion loosens out of it. Now, once this is loose, you should be able to pull the roller off completely. This roller which you will be pulling out, this can be washed with water if required. However, if you want to clean the main attachment, please restrict to using a soft tissue paper or a wet wipe. Please do not put any water on this directly because this is harmful for your machine. Water for the motor is harmful for the machine. And after drying this out, just slide it back into place again and then use the coin again to lock it back to its original position. So just rotate clockwise. You should be able to lock it very easily. So this is how you will clean the one that's for your carpets. Similarly, you have the one that is for your upholstery, which is exactly the same. It's exactly the same where you have the slit given at the side. You will just place the coin in this slit and this circular portion can be removed, right? And you will have to push this roller out manually, right? So then you can remove the roller. You can wash that or clean it and then just put it back in this way. And just using the coin, just lock it back to its default place. The one that is for your hard floors, that's slightly different. So if you see the attachment at the back, you should find a gray marker which looks like this. Right? I hope you can see that there is a gray marker. So you should see that there is a slit which is horizontal. And if you see the circumference of it, it is pointed at one end. I hope you can see where my finger is, that this outer portion, it is pointed at one end. Now you have to place the coin in the slit and rotate it so that the slit which is horizontal becomes vertical and the pointed end which is at the top comes to the bottom. So just taking the coin and rotating it, you can see now, sir, that the slit has become vertical and it's now pointed at the bottom like this. Okay? Once you do that, you have on the side an arrow mark pointing upwards. So just lift the plastic flap up, just lift up the plastic flap and you should be able to glide the roller out. Right? So the roller can be removed. You can remove the roller completely. You can wash this with water if required. You can wash this. However, cleaning the main attachment, please limit to using a soft tissue paper or a wet wipe. Please do not put any water on this because this is the motor of the attachment. And after drying this out, just slide it back into place again. And then close the plastic flap. And now I take the coin and lock it back to its original position. I hope you can see how it's back to its default position. Alright, so that is how you clean the motorized attachment.